Okay, so good evening, everyone. Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera, and welcome to today's session, info session for Google Cloud Arcade Campaign, Malaysia. So it's time to take global leaderboard for Malaysia. So today we have our esteemed speaker from Google Developer Group Cloud KL organizer, Mr. Spyros. So I will pass the floor to Mr. Spyros.
Hi guys, good evening. Hey everybody. Are you guys excited what you doing here today, or do you have any idea why you're here today? Can just put in the chat group anything you want. Just put in the chat group, and we can go through. I just want to see if you guys just open the screen and you just left eating, or you just doing something else, which is fine. But I wanted to have your attention only for a little bit of time. Are you still here?
Yes, first.
Yeah.
We are here.
Okay. Okay. I can see a very familiar face. Hazik is here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna present my screen. So let me just put in there. Bear with me 1 second. Entire screen. I'm gonna go for this. Okay. Sorry guys, 1 second. Getting some fireworks happening. Entire screen share. Can you see my screen, or can you see my note?
Yep.
Can see.
So you're seeing the slides. Cool. Cool. Perfect. Right. So I just want to know how many of you are aware about the arcade. So you can just put some reactions, ding, 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 ding. Some anything if you're aware of arcade. At least I know one person is aware of arcade. No one? Okay, one person. Oh yes, I think two. Okay, cool. No, aware of it. Of course, that's one of the reasons that you are here as well. Perfect. Good. This is good and bad. Good because whatever I'm doing is gonna be helpful. I hope so. But because Malaysia is not aware of this campaign, and I was discussing with Samuel and one more person, how to get Malaysia into the map regarding the campaign, arcade campaign. So hopefully for 2026, this is the first time. So hopefully we're doing as a group. So hopefully we can get Malaysia into the map. By the way, I am in Malaysia. So I'm not Malaysian, but in Malaysia. I live in Malaysia. My kid is Malaysian. My wife is Malaysian. So I'm rooting for Malaysia as well. Okay. So hopefully you guys are with me as well. So Google Cloud Arcade. I put this game because it's something that I used to play during my young time when I was teen. So I'm not sure if any of you remembers when once upon a time, or any of you are in the same year of me, that you can go to an arcade and you can put like a little bit coin, or you can buy some tickets and you can just play different type of arcade. Okay. If you think that the reason that we're doing this event today is because of that type of arcade, actually that is incorrect. Okay, this one has nothing to do with this type of like arcade. So let's go directly to talk about what it is. So arcade is actually a gamified learning platform with which is created by Google Cloud Skills. Actually, I'm not sure exactly who is the one who started it 5-6 years ago, like who is the team, but I know it used to be called Quick Labs, then it became Cloud Skills Boost. Now it's called Google Cloud Skills. And the goal actually for this campaign is to learn skills, earn badges, collect some points. But the most important is people, they want something reward. You know, we're doing something, we want to have something in return. So this is the game. This is a scenario that you can get some, you can redeem some nice swags. If I'm not mistaken, almost the same thing is the same concept that we were doing with GCP Bule, if some of you are familiar with it. So cost, there is no cost at all, okay? Not neither even coins where I used to play these arcades, okay? But it does require your time. It does require your subscription to actually subscribe to arcade. So pretty much your emails. And of course, this requires the email so you can receive some codes, you can receive some information. But the biggest thing that it requires from you is time, dedication, okay? And to be honest with you, if you want to learn, eventually out of this dedication you get knowledge, okay? But a little bit more, you will get some swags as well. I'm not concentrating that much in swags, but I'm concentrating more into the knowledge, to be honest with you. So how does it work? I'm going to do a demo later. I'm going to show you how it works. But the most important is that you do subscribe, okay? Of course, you need to subscribe to the platform. You join, and then you start playing. What does it mean by playing? It means you start doing some labs, you start doing some campaigns. With that, you earn badges, you earn cloud skills badges, so you can put it in your profile. Then you earn points every time you finish a campaign. And eventually, this accumulates, all these points they do accumulate during this time. You can redeem them in swags. However, the most important thing to remember that it's you gaining knowledge, and if you like Google Cloud services, and this is one way to learn, okay? There are different ways over there, but if you are you already are familiar a little bit with the Google Cloud services, this is a good way or a motivated way to learn, okay? Can I see, yes, let's put the next one. So the arcade runs twice a year, okay? It runs the campaign, what we're calling cohort 1 and cohort 2, and it runs between January until June, and from July until September, okay? So during the 6 months, you continuously actually can run, you can do the labs, and you can get the badges. You can get some points. Now, the points might be a little bit of tricky, okay? But I'll give you, for example, some explanation. 1 badge equal to 1 point, okay? Now, when you're doing the arcade campaigns, this is 1-to-1, but however, sometimes you might have 2 points. It depends on the campaign. Or if you are finishing a specific campaign within the 50 top people, then you actually might get 2 points, okay? This will be declared on the beginning of the campaign. Now, all these campaigns for 6 months might not be enough to collect all the points. So that's why they introduced something else, skill badges. The skill badges, you can collect them by doing labs in Google Skills. That means that you need to do 2 badges, which sometimes could be 4 labs for 1 badge, or could be 7 labs for 1 badge. And 2 badges equal to 2 points. But do not worry with that much information, because eventually there are different ways to actually calculate it, either yourself or either when the time comes, then we'll help you, guide you through to say, hey, share us your profile, because you need to share your profile from the Google Skills account, which has to be public, not just because only for us, and we'll help you to calculate how many badges you've done and how many you still need to continue to do until the campaign ends, okay? So no, you cannot earn half a point. You need to increment your 2 skills badges. So you're never gonna have something called 2.5 points. Okay. Now there is something called facilitated program, which I will explain you later on. But this program actually, it boosts you and it gives you some points. We'll go back again. Okay. These points only count between January to June, or by July till December. Okay, so which means that you cannot start a campaign in May or April, and you will be eligible with these points by December. Okay, it's very important. So the year is broken down to 2 cohorts, as I mentioned before. Okay, now except from the learning, this is the information you need to know. Why I'm putting this, I'm hoping to motivate people to actually to do the campaigns for learning, but indirectly say, hey, finish the campaigns and you will get these swags. And I know some people like to have some swags. Who doesn't? Look in the back. So the different categories. This is from 2025. Okay, so we have the Arcade Novice, which is 25 points, Arcade Trooper, which is 45 points, and Arcade Ranger with 65 points, Arcade Champion 75 points, and of course we got Arcade Legend. I'm actually done this campaign 2 years now, and I managed to get the Arcade Legend. And I do remember that the first time I've done it, it was double the swags. Things have changed. However, I still like the swags, especially the bags, which sometimes I give them as a part of my speaking on community, if you've been on my talks. Okay, so this is example of 2026 cohort, 2025 cohort 2, but they do change every time. Okay, so they used to have hoodies, they used to have t-shirts, so they had some nice printers, a small portable printers. So every time they change, you don't take this as a consideration. The swags, they only come out at the end, during and at the end of the cohort, so about April and May. Okay. Right. Remember, I talked to you about the campaigns. Okay. So currently, there are different kinds of campaigns. Some of them called sprint, some are called adventures. They are calling work and meets. Then we have base campaigns, which we'll look at them later. And of course, each campaigns can take you 7 points and above per month. Okay. Now, if you do calculations, how the hell I'm going to get 95 points? It's quite a lot. This is when you join our channel, when you join our communication channel, we will guide you through how and which way is the easy way to get as many points as possible. Okay. Meanwhile, what I wanted to come to is the facilitator. Okay. So with a facilitator, during these 6 months, there is a program that starts roughly, so if it's might start about March or April, and this time when we will join to the facilitator, everything that we do, we actually get bonuses, we get more points. So if we complete all the challenges, we will get, for 2025, it was 25 points extra on the top. So once you complete and you have 65 and you complete everything, you get 25 points extra. Voila, you just get extra points and you just reach 80 already, or 90. Okay. Now, remember I mentioned that this arcade is actually free. Every time you join a game or you join a trivia, you don't have to pay anything. By default, you can just start the lab, and once you finish, you complete it, you get the points. However, there is the cloud skills, which you do require free credits, you do require credits. With the facilitator program, you can actually get extra credits. You might get 390 credits, 400 credits, which is more than enough to actually complete this campaign. Somebody could ask me, what if I start now? Okay, now you can start and you can just concentrate on the arcade campaigns and you don't need to do any cloud skills. However, if I find some credits, I might just post in the group and say, hey guys, here go the credits, go claim them. Okay, and you can claim credits and you can do the cloud skills. It might sound quite a lot of gibberish, but bear with me a little bit more time, and when I show you the link and I'll show you the site, will make a lot more sense. Okay, right. So there are some rules though, like every community does have some rules. There is no cheating. What does it mean, cheating? So which means if I start running, so the labs have specific instructions. If I start running the lab and I start, let's say, run services that I shouldn't, my account will get blocked. Okay, and the lab is very strict. That is one of them. Secondly, you cannot just say, oh, you know what, I run some scripts, for example. Okay, you are not allowed to do that, because at the end of the day, if I run a script, if you build a script, be my guest. But if you just start running scripts until you find the right one, first you're going to run out of the time, but however, the most important, you're not going to learn yourself. You just took a script from someone else. We are not targeting to do such a thing. What we targeted is to show to the world that, hey, they are very good developers in Malaysia, you know, and we're trying to say, I'm hoping at the end of the 6 months to send an email to Google and say, hey, could you please tell me how many people from Malaysia participated? You know, I want to say like a spike of people from Malaysia. So in a sense, like, hey, we're making a change, we're making a difference. Now, the more that they participate, the better. Okay, just to clarify, myself and Samuel, we gaining nothing out of this. It's very important. Any community that you see me around, we get nothing. The only thing we do is just, we don't get paid from Arcade. We don't get paid from Google. We just have a passion for technology. This case scenario is Google. And we get this information and we like to share it. So we gain nothing out of this, okay? But we'll be able to support to a level. However, if there is beyond our control, which means with the labs, issue with the labs or accounts, we won't be able to help you. We are just doing this out of our own time, okay? The price counter, when the time comes and you completed all the arcade, it's very important to have a legit information. What does that mean? So when you're going to register with the arcade, you need to put your real information. Why is that? Because when they're going to send you this is important, because when you create your account, if you put fake information, you cannot change later. And then when time comes to receive your swag, oops, I cannot receive them, or your courier is looking for you and you do not exist, you know? So it's very important for you to provide information such as your name, your first name, and eventually they will ask you like the telephone number and the address. Be aware you should not put the fake ones. If you put a fake ones, you're never going to receive it. They are very strict when they send the arcade. They were trying to make sure that the right people receive the swags that they deserve. Okay, we'll discuss about swags or prices during the time. So probably it's going to be about end of April, May. It depends. Okay, so we can talk more and more about them. A little bit, as I mentioned before, this is the swags I'm expecting to receive hopefully soon. Why I'm saying this is because it does take quite a long time. Even though we are very close, they get shipped from India, but even though we are very close in India, somehow it takes about 2 months. So I completed it in December. We received the email. I claimed by end of January. So expectation is to be February, March, April. I'm expecting. Okay. And there are some restrictions in the shipping. So there are, in the terms and conditions, some countries I cannot receive. But do not worry, Malaysia is not one of them because I received here in Malaysia. Okay. That when the time comes, we'll keep you updated because we need to be fast. When the email comes, you need to claim them. You have only 2 weeks. Once the deadline, then you cannot claim it back. Okay. In this case scenario, I'm looking forward to see this. The arcade tumbler LED. So I'm not sure what it is exactly, how it's going to look. I've seen some videos, but I'm looking forward for that one. Okay, getting started today, what I'll show you how can you start. So it means that you can subscribe with the arcade, activate your profile, start the base cam. Of course, the more you learn, the more you earn. Literally, the more you do labs, which you learn, the more credits you earn. Okay. This kind of is like your first check-in. Okay. The first checklist in a sense. Okay. I will just go quick show. Okay. So you can see my screen. Let me just open. Okay. Are you still seeing the presentation?
Yes, it's like still the PowerPoint.
PowerPoint. So what I'm gonna do, if you don't mind, I'll stop and I'm gonna share again. And I'm gonna share the window and here we go. Cool. Can you 3, 2, 1?
Can.
Can you see? Yes, you can see it. Perfect. Right. So first, very important, where do I get this? Okay, we will share this information later on the we were discussing which one is the best way of communicating. Some thought that the WhatsApp to personal email. Actually, a lot of times things might need to move a little bit faster. So which means if a code comes today, if I get a code in my hand and I share it with you guys, you might not have like the whole 24 hours or 48 hours to claim it because it's limited to different to a specific amount of people claiming it. Saying that, if you are desperate and you're like, I need 2 more points and I'm looking to do 4 more labs or 8 more labs, you know, and I need 20 points, ping me and I'll send you 20 points. You know, I'll find 20 points. I'll find a way. At the end of the day, is sharing is caring. Okay, cool. So the arcade is here. First thing you need to do is subscribe. So when you're gonna subscribe, can you see the form, correct?
Can.
Yeah. So this is important. When you subscribe over here, you make sure you put the right information. However, for the people that have done the arcade campaign previously, do not put the previous email. Why? Because the email, once you put it on, you already completed so many labs, you won't be able to complete. You already complete. Only counts for the labs that you start from the moment of the cohort starts, which means any labs you done January 2026 and onwards until end of May, June, beginning June, only these labs count. So which means you have to create another account. Okay. But do I create with what? You can create Gmail, you can create Outlook, we can create whatever you want. I've done it in the past because I've taken 3, 4 times the campaign. I've done it 3, 4 times. And I had issues with the Gmail, especially when you need to verify your phone number and you have only 5 times. You know where I'm going with this, yeah? So I'll leave it to you. Get more, you know, do a little bit of research over there because Gmail, it looks like you're getting a bit more restriction. on your email at the moment. Okay, so I'll leave it there for you. And let's say I say no one at gmail.com. Next. And this is the important part. Go through a little bit of this, press yes, yes, and submit. Okay, that's it. What does that mean? That you are registered in the arcade campaign, and you'll be able to receive, of course, emails such as like, hey, there is a game started, or there is a campaign, or is the April campaign. Okay. However, this is very important to remember. This does not make you register in the facilitator program. Okay. When facilitator form registration is available, we will share with you. Or if you find one, because there are different facilitators out there, we are not facilitators, we'll please share it with us. Okay, the facilitator, once you register, it just you get extra points and people to help you. We actually trying to pass you information by being facilitators without getting anything in return. Okay, so this is very important. This is the first thing that you need to do. Actually, the first thing you need to do, make sure you have an email. Okay, this is the second one. Then here we go. This is the important part. This is what we call, they changed the name from 2026. Now we have Arcade Voyage, Arcade Trail, Arcade Basecamp, Arcade Adventure. And all of these, they have a point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 point for each, okay? And this one used to be called, Sprint 1 used to be called Week 1, Week 2, Week 3, Week 4. Now it's called Sprint 1, Sprint 2, Sprint 3, Sprint 4. Okay. During this time, we have something called work and play. Okay. So this one says complete all work play from January to June to earn 7 extra points. So if you do January, which unfortunately we missed it, you can do February, March, April, May, June. You won't get the 7 points. But if you did the April, if you did the January, then lucky for you. But do not worry. They might change the rule a little bit, because sometimes they go like, even if you do not complete it, if you did 5 or if you did 6, they might give you some points. Okay, they might change something like that. And what I'm trying to say is there's plenty time, enough, and different other ways to get these points that you already missed. For then we have we have this trivia or games, and then we have the week ones. Okay, so I'll go for the easy part. The week ones, which is sprint call. When I press start, remember this code. This is the code that we need to copy. Okay, and I've pressed start. And once it loads, start the game. Okay, it does not matter if I start the game now or later. Okay, the very important is when the facilitator program starts, that is the time that everybody gets very active, which personally I feel that is a little bit, it's a bit wronger, because everybody gets very active within 2 months, and literally you like, okay, I'll need to finish this, and it's no life. Okay, but if you start from now, you can collect points. Okay, so which means what I want to say is be careful with these 3 informations over here, because this one is available from 3rd of February until 1st of March. This is the time. If 1st of March passed, you did not complete it, it's gone. You cannot get it back. Okay, then it tells you 17 days remaining. It's important to think about that, to take that consideration. And of course, it tells you 546 spots. Trust me, these spots during the facilitated campaign, they go very fast. Which means once we send you, we suggest you to immediately register, sign in. Okay, sign in with Google. Sorry, I did not sign in. And then it's okay, you can do it tomorrow. Okay, join the game, you put the code. Okay, and now once I've registered, I have sprint 1. I have 17 days to finish. Okay, why this happen all the time? I keep forgetting. I have a space somewhere. Okay, that's interesting.
The code is incorrect. Maybe there's a space or something like that.
Yeah, I keep have that space before, and I had this sometime, but okay, there's no space. Oh well, the third time is the lucky time. Third time is the charm time. Okay. Do not. I suggest you advise you. Do not think about this leaderboard too much. Okay. Because if you want to get to the leaderboard on the top of leaderboard, there are ways, which means you can redo again and again and again. Or I do not agree with the leaderboard. This is my personal opinion. The leaderboard is like the faster you complete it, the higher you go. Okay, but did you learn anything? I'll leave that to you to answer the question. Okay, so I wouldn't. However, what is important is to look at this. We have create a virtual machine, which is a lab. We have getting started with Cloud Shell and G Cloud, which is the very basics. Create a persistent disk. And of course, we have Arcade February 2026 free one. Okay, the easy ones is this ones. There are literally surveys, nothing else. You just open it, run it for 5 minutes, and that's it. Done. You close it, and that's it. Okay. All the labs, you have to sit in the lab more than 5 minutes, and some of them they will tell you 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Some of them, I always suggest somehow if I start create a virtual machine, trust me, you can finish it very easy. You can finish it in 5 minutes. Okay. Do not rush it. Wait 10, 15 minutes. Okay. Because what might happen is if you rush it, then and you just there's some kind of security check. They check in if you can you complete it or no. If there is some requirements that they do in the background, and then I'll show you later. And you missed the name, and you press complete, finish, and it tells you, oh, you're not completed yet. You do 3 times, and you still not completed. Okay. So I'll suggest always stay there for 10, 15 minutes into each lab. Even if you complete it, leave it open, go makan, whatever, and will end by itself. You know, it's not an issue. So my tactics is always do the sprint 1, 2, 3, 4 because there are 4 labs per sprint, which means is 16 labs. However, each sprint has this silly feedback form, which you just, if you decide it when you are busy, you just run it and let it run. It will finish by itself, you know. But the other of the labs, you need to go through the lab. So if I click Start Lab, which says required over here. So if I click Start Lab, so it tells me information, what do I need to do? What I suggest, see, before it was saying 25 minutes. However, when I say Start Lab, it says 1 hour. Okay, so watch out this time. What I suggest, always go through and read it first, okay, before you start the lab, because once you start the lab, time counts, okay? And there are some labs that you might misspell something and you're never gonna finish it until you go back and you're gonna realize, oops, I misspelled the name of the VM. Oops, I choose the wrong region or zone, for example, okay? Remember, you need to stick to the instructions. If you run different service that is not in here, will ban your account. Cool. So then what I do, I start with the rest of the games. Okay. If you go through these ones and the same one, you register, you'll see that some of them, they have seven labs plus 5 labs. So we're talking about 12 labs. Okay, that is a lot of time. However, some of them, they're saying they have 15 minutes, which I'm guessing there are some quite fast ones, which takes about 2-3 commands. And then once you run the command, 3 minutes later on, you can actually successfully finish it. So that's why it's very important for you to go through the instructions before you start the lab. Okay, this one says 15 minutes. It's too late. You don't have enough time to go through instruction when you start the lab. Yes, if you are not aware about this platform, it's called the Skills Google. So it's the Cloud Skills. It used to be. It's called Skills now. That is the second thing that you need to do. You need to make sure you have created an account and you, yep, and then you fill up your information. Okay. What I want you to show also, at any time, if you feel like you doubt about the progress of your lab, you can actually go to your this icon, which is your account, and you can see the progress. Because sometimes the progress does not show in the lab itself. And then here you can tell you 100%, 100%, or 83%. So this one probably I did something wrong. Oh, this is the quiz. So I missed something or whatever, and it will tell you the percentage. And this is how you can identify if you're doing missing something, okay? And then, of course, I'm not going to go to the rest of them, but this is exactly the same theory, which you need to go through one by one and complete it, okay? Now, if you look at it, does that mean today I can do 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 7 plus 5, 12, plus another 12, plus another 12? Yeah, so you know what? All this weekend, I'm going to sit down, do all the labs, and I'm done for the month. No, unfortunately, it does not work like that. There is a limit. You can do only, if I'm not mistaken, 15 labs per day. What does it mean that? I can only start 15 times a lab and end it. If I did not complete the previous one and I started again, that counts as a new lab. Okay, so time yourself and schedule yourself that way so you'll be able to say, okay, for the next 3 hours or 4 hours, I'm going to do this. Okay, because if you can play around and you can say, can I finish 1, 2, 3 in one day? Put it 2 days. You know, you want to go through some of them, very easy. Put it 2 days. So let's say I put this weekend, I do this. During after work, I can do, let's say, I can do the arcade voyage. 2 days later, I can do arcade trail. And sometimes you finish one, but you might not complete it in the same day you complete it. Okay, which means you have to proceed the next day. When you reach 10 times, when you do 10 labs, a warning will tell you, by the way, you have 5 more labs, to 5 more attempts, okay? And then you do get 1 opportunity every 2 hours. So if you completed 15 labs, you cannot do anything for 2 hours. So you have to wait. It works something like that, okay? Yes, what I was thinking, I wanted to tell you something. There's quite a lot of questions and answers over here you can get. Yes, so sometimes what you're gonna see is that maybe a lab has a problem. How do I know it has a problem? I completed everything. I said submit, still has a problem. How do I know? That is the time when you refer to the groups like ourselves. Hey guys, did you have this problem? Did you have this issue? Do not continue and repeat 3, 4 times, because you're missing your chance to do the new labs. You're just fighting with fire and you're never going to win. Okay, that is one. Second thing what you can do is you can write an email directly and you can say, hey guys, this one, help center email support. I'm not sure if you have the email support, but you can, chat support. You have the email support, but I'm not sure if you have the chat support. And you can say, hey guys, I'm doing this lab, the title of the lab. This is the link of the lab. This is my name. This is my email. I've been trying to finish it 2 times. Please guide me, tell me if it's something wrong with the lab or if it's something wrong with my actions. Because they can see in the background your commands or your actions, and they will guide you through and tell you, yes, there is something wrong, or no, it's not, nothing is wrong, but there is a faulty lab. Unfortunately, you have to wait, okay, until the lab is fully functioned back again. However, sometimes they don't fix it. At that point, you don't need to worry. You're not going to miss this. There will be an announcement somewhere. We're going to let you know, and it's going to say, ignore it. Okay? Or maybe this thing required is going to just fade out, or even is going to be like a grayed out and you cannot select the lab, for example. Okay? So you don't need to worry about this one. Right. Then we have what tools in this? That's fine. I done this. Perfect. So again, there is something over here that actually says 2 skill badges. Okay. So these skill badges are not in the arcade itself. These skill badges is something else. Skill badges are actually in the same platform. And then these are skill badges. So let's say I go deploy and manage generative AI models. These are skill badges, for example. Which one? No, this is a course. Sometimes they do have a course, but I can actually go search machine learning. Why did I put machine learning? There is, yes, perfect. This is where I want to go. So I can actually say, hey, I want a skill badge. Okay. And then I want to start, let's choose one, this one, doesn't matter. Yeah, complete already. Okay, this is a course badge in this case scenario, but also counts as a skill badge. So if I start this one, you will come to a page like this. Okay, if you get this message, just upgrade it, okay? But the most important part is when you go back, they change the platform, but the most important part is that you have all these blue, there used to be green ticks, you have all these blue ticks, and you'll be able, I have not completed something, obviously, or maybe I've completed, I'm not upgraded, you'll be able to see your badge, okay? Let's say you have no idea where you are. You, at any point, you can go to your account, you can go to dashboard, and then you can actually see all your badges. Oh, they changed it. Yep, sorry. You can see the badges, which is here. Wonder 47. So view badges. Why so slow? Okay, so this is a skill badge. This is arcade. And from here, you can actually calculate and you can see how many have done. Okay. However, I'm working to find a non-official website. When I say non-official website, is actually they used to have these people like ourselves. They created a Flutter web app, so you can put your profile. Okay, you can put your profile, and then automatically calculates you the skills that you have, how many you've done. But IK does not recognize it as official, which means that if something wrong with the code, you cannot complain to Arcade about it. I used it in the past. I found it, it guides me well which one I've done or whatever else is available to do. Okay. However, at the end of each month, I always double check if I completed what I needed to, the requirements, or at the end of the campaign, I'll double check if I've done the 96 points, for example, or whatever, 76. But do not worry, because every Tuesday and Friday, you're always going to receive an email from Arcade telling you you have completed 10 points, 20 points, 30 points, whatever it is, and will tell you milestone 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there are so many ways to actually guide you through to know where do you stand. Okay, the important part is I wanted to show you also this one, publicly visible. So when you create your account, you need to make sure you make your profile public. These instructions, you'll see them again and again and again and again. By making this public profile, then the arcade team will be able to identify if you completed all the skills, all the badges, the ones that I showed you before. Okay, don't worry, we'll go through again, and we'll go through again and again. Too much information today, do not worry too much about it. Just first thing, subscription, read about arcade, and start the week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 sprint. Get familiar with it. Okay. Yes, arcade. There is one more. There is one more. There is one more. Yeah. Okay. This link. Any updates directly from official arcade channel, you can actually find it by going here and you say join, and it's a community, and you can join in the community. And when they announce the swags, will be here. When they announce something issue with the lab, will be here. You want to put a feedback, you can do as well. You can put your opinion over there, or you can just say that, look, I've done this, or I have this problem. Okay. We're gonna use the Telegram as our own personal communication. We're gonna avoid any. I really don't like it when the people are there and they start promoting stuff. So we need to keep it clean, respectful. Me, myself, and Samuel, if anyone abuse it, is out. To be honest with you, we're not spending our time just to accept anyone's abuse or just to abuse someone else, another member. You don't have to respond to it or whatever. The more information we put in there, the better for you guys. And of course, sharing is caring. I don't have anything else at the moment. Let me go back to my slides. I don't have anything else at the moment. Can you see my slides?
Cannot. It's still the web browser.
You're right. And I should have the window, which I did not. Let me quick share. Window, final, I share this one. Yep, can you see? Yeah. Yep. So I told you about community cloud skills, new account for sure. And this is the Telegram QR code or link. So you can join if you haven't joined. And again, we can take this offline. At a point, we'll look with Samuel if we require to do another online meetup or something. We'll go through and we'll see if it's required. We'll take it from there. But for now, I would like people to start registering and start doing the labs, because we lost January, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean we lost the war. We lost the battle with January, but we did not lost the war. We can get a lot of points from this. Okay. And finally, all right. So I always keep this at the end because I don't like it in the beginning for some reason. I don't know. So my name is Spyros. You don't need to go through the surname. I completely understand you. You can call me Spyros. You will see me, or you have seen me around with the GDG Cloud, CNCF, AWS, which we have a event tomorrow. This I want to point out that this campaign does not apply just students or professionals or anyone. It applies to everybody. Okay, and we're doing this for everyone. That's why we're saying Arcade Malaysia. Even whoever is 18 and above, if I'm not mistaken. If for some reason you are not 18 and above, it's funny, I read this one. If you are not 18 and above, get your parents' permission. I laugh with it because I'm sure 17 people, 16, I mean, I'm sure, you never got your permission to have your social account. So, I mean, this one is, it's completely different. This is a learning platform, but officially I have to say this, get a parent's permission, because it might bite you back when you receive the swags. Okay, so look to it. I'll find more information. If you are under 18, contact me or Samuel, and let's see how we're gonna help you. Okay. So this is what I want to point out there, but I'm sure all of you are 18 and above. Please say so. Anyone under 18? Okay, it's me. I feel like 18. It's me. I feel 18. No? Okay. You can find me LinkedIn, and you can email me if you want. I always do my best to respond to you anytime, or if it has to do with arcade, just post the question in the channel in Telegram, and then we can take it from there.
Yeah.
That's it from me.
Okay, amazing.
Any question? I know it's a lot, or if you are not familiar, should I start from foundation to wonders if I'm new to it? From foundations, which one is the foundations? Did I miss something? If you want, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. That was from Li Yanlin. Foundation. Are you talking about cloud in general? Foundations to wonders. Hey, I miss wonders. Journey made it easy. I don't see. I have to apologize because they changed the names only January. So before it used to be trivia 1, 2, 3, 4, level 1, 2, 3, and week 1, 2, 3, 4, and play, base, and certificate. So it's you actually can get up to 12 points. Okay, you don't see. So where do I start from this? As I mentioned, for myself, I would go sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, sprint 4. And then let's say, okay, it's Friday. I have plenty of time. Then I'll go from Arcade Voyage because it's 7 plus 5 is 12 labs. Okay. The way I work is like I want to finish one before I do something else. So if it's a weekday, I might do the 4, 4, 4, 4. You know, I finish 4, then I can do something else. For example, if I know that I have 5 hours in my time, then I can concentrate and do the voyage. It's above Arcade Trail. This is what. Oh wait. Oh wait. Arcade Base, Adventure. Sorry. Hey, what did you say? Adventure. Other Wonders. Where is Wonders? This is Trail. This is Voyage. Arcade. This one is Work, Meet, Play Journey. Where should I start from? Okay, let's say you don't know where to start. Okay, go through one by one. So every month, beginning of the month, you have they get in for sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 of them. They'll be published for sure. In the middle of the month, they might publish another campaign or another challenge. Okay, go through and look into it. Which one are you familiar with? If you're familiar with this lab, start it. Always they are similar. No, you do not need to pay subscription. Trust me. When it comes to some people, whoever knows me knows very well that I don't like to pay for cloud. So, so there is always a way. Even for my certification, I always found a way to get vouchers and not to pay for it legal way. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So I'm not saying I've done. So which means I might join a campaign, I complete all the requirements, and then eventually you get your voucher. You know, and I take the voucher and I just use it, and that's it. So if it was something I would not promote when it comes to cloud something for pay. If I would probably do only for the community events like we did DevFest and things like that, only because there is a ticket to it. But for things like that, no. This month has a gacha, next month might be different. Yes, every month is different. Every month is different. Okay. There is one more trick. That's what I remember now. So what I suggest is first thing first, you need to complete these arcade challenges. Let's say you've done this within 15 days, 20 days, and you have 10 more days. Do not stop. Go to your cloud skills and look for cloud badge to complete. Look for a skill badge. Okay. Now, this is the interesting part. All these arcades, all these labs actually taken from there. If you do not notice, you might repeat the same lab and you're like, hey, hang on a minute. I did this on my trivia, on my meet and play. I have to do it again? Right. So there is one trick I want you to keep for later, but I'm going to show you now. Every skill badge has, let's say we stick to 4, has 4 labs, for example, okay? Some of them has 7, but it has lab 1, lab 2, lab 3, and the last one is what we call in challenge lab, okay? I always suggest is to do challenge lab first, because once you do challenge lab, and for some reason you've done arcade, meet and play January, coincidentally, one of that lab could be part of this skill badge. So when you do the challenge lab and you completely, hey, there's a green tick on it. I did not do it, but because you've done it previously in another arcade campaign. Previously, I mean, in a different month or in a different game, okay? Trust me on this. Start with the challenge lab. If you feel that, hey, it's difficult for me, then you need to spend some time, go to your profile, go to your progress, and match what have you completed with that specific challenge, cloud skill badge, and then you can identify if you've done it or not. This is a bit weird on this. Maybe I might do a video somewhere later on. I'll post it in the group and I can say, look what happens. Okay. Any more questions? Did I miss anything? Do you have any suggestion which game I should start? I think I answered this if that's okay. Okay, do we have to pay? No. Any more questions? Any questions? Please do. Wow, that means I give all the information. The lab skills is also good as a badge for this campaign. Something like ML is a Google skill. Yes, Google skill. Yes, correct. So what we're going to do is next week, I will post through a list of Excel list of all the skills. And for sure, the one you're talking about, ML, for example, it would be inside that list. Okay. So remember, each month you get 12 points. 6 months, that is, okay, 5 months, because we missed one. 12, 5 months, that is 60. Is not enough, okay? We need 96, okay, 60. If we do all the facilitator, we get another 25 points. So we have 85. We still 95. We're missing 15 more points, okay? These points, you can collect them by doing this skill badges, which is 2 skill badges for 1 point, and you can actually accumulate to 96 points. So yes, the ML, for example. Define user AI. I've been doing an application myself lately, and be careful with that. So do I start the lab and do I go and say, hey, Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever, can you help me finish this lab? Do you need to do that? To be honest with you, no. Because when you do a campaign once you do 1, 2, 3, the 4 is a repetition of 1, 2, 3, but it becomes like a challenge, which means anytime you can go back to the previous lab, look at the instructions, look at the commands, and then you can apply it to your challenge. If you go to the arcade, I mean, nobody stops you to use AI. Use Gemini. I mean, it's a Google event, GDG, so can say Gemini. Does that answer your question? Yes, can help you. Any questions? Any more questions? Has it? Any question or any comment?
No.
So this is the reason that actually, second reason, Samuel. Hazik is the first reason. Samuel, we talked together 2 days ago, but we're discussing this with Hazik about a week ago, a week and a half on the previous event, on the GDG Cloud event. And we actually say, let's do this. Then Samuel pings me, hey, how do you feel about arcade? I'm like, must be, meant to be. Then let's
I
do it.
asked you during the Dev Fest in KL a
Oh,
month
I forgot
ago.
that one. I forgot
A
about that.
month
I'm
or two
sorry.
ago.
Yeah, well, sorry. I apologize. Yeah, I apologize about. It was a quite chaos, and we're doing stuff on the event. So yeah. Any questions? We will not bombard the whole, uh, the group in the Telegram, but I will probably, yeah, today I might send one or two, or maybe one, and just is literally is more like, hey guys, don't forget you need to do this by then. Hey guys, do it like this, So we use the chat for us to communicate, and you can raise the questions over there at any point. Hazik is looking forward for this, and he promised me he's going to be the one who is going to be in the group to help you, as well as Samuel and myself. You're not going to get away with from this. I'm looking forward to see, like, Spike saying Malaysia. Wow, so many people from Malaysia.
uh, thank you so much, Spyros, for the amazing session, and thank you so much everyone for joining. So let's start putting us on the leaderboard.
Yes. What is it? Arcade Boleh. Arcade Boleh. Can do it?
I actually made the name like that before. Then I thought like it
Why
will
not?
be taking the name of DCP Bole, cannot.
No lah. It's okay. Don't worry. This is arcade. Two different things. Arcade Boleh. Why not?
Maybe we can take a small photograph here if everyone
True.
can open the camera.
Yeah, I mean, I met quite a lot of people I've seen, but I've